Hi everyone, welcome back to the HackShack. Today we're on day 11 of the Pi Hut Maker Advent Calendar.
That's right.
It's the last day. We're almost next to the last day, sorry. And due to technical difficulties, when we were unboxing, some footage got lost. But this box included an OLED display and 4 jumper wires?
Jumper wires.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, we've restarted multiple times today.
Before we move on, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, PCBWay.
Ho ho ho!
PCBWay is having a huge Christmas sale, and you don't want to miss it. Here's what you can get: free prototypes for Christmas-themed designs, discounts of up to 50% on PCBs and assembly, and much more. This sale is only valid until December 31st, 2023, so don't wait. Head over to PCBWay now and start saving on your next project. Check the description for details.
Thanks, PCBWay.
But basically we've got this switch wired up to, what I/O pin does that go to right now? One side goes to power, and the other side went to your I/O 11, I believe, pin 11. And then you've got power, you're powering the power rail from the Pico. And we got another thing providing our ground, I think, from the Pico.
I think you could maybe show like pictures of it.
Yeah, and I'll be showing some photos of the steps, but let's see here.
So
where
right
were
now
we?
we're on.
You got the button done. All right, then you've got to do those top 2 pins. Right now we're to the point of doing the data and the clock or whatever, the SCA and the SCL, I believe. Because that OLED is a I2C OLED, and that's its own little protocol.
I have no idea what these words mean, but
yeah.
You're speaking them.
Right. There's just like a special way that these things talk, and it keeps you, even though that looks like a bunch of wires to you, talking to a display with I2C is a lot fewer wires than, a parallel display, which has a ton more cables.
Haven't learned about this in principles of computer science.
Yeah, this is practical stuff here, but physical computing.
Hardware.
Yep. So yeah, those 2 lines are special lines on the Pico that are dedicated to this kind of
Does that mean
in-out.
In right?
I
think that should be everything.
Okay, so now we got more to do. Now there's a little breadboard hiding out here.
What is a breadboard?
This is a solderless breadboard. It lets you like mock up stuff without having to solder things.
Cool.
And then if you like what you're making, then it lets you move on. It's kind of like a way to prototype stuff.
Lit.
Okay, so we need a 10K resistor and this little optical thing here. So see this little deal here? And I'll show the folks what we're doing here, as we're doing this. So I'm going to hand you, this is from an earlier project we did. So that's this thing, right? And then I believe this is a 10K resistor. That's like a little light sensor. Photo transistor, technically it's called. Okay, there's our 10K resistor. Just measured it and made sure I had the right one. So if you can do that, you don't have to use the same exact pins as long as the things connect up. So now pay attention to what it says here about this light sensor. The long leg, see how one leg's longer than the other on this guy? And it won't go in very far, but the long leg will go to the left.
So wait, where's that?
And see, like, oh, I didn't tell you, or you haven't. So on a breadboard, on a solderless breadboard, like on this one, the bigger one, all these lines are like connected, right? Going this direction. And then on these, and on these inner ones, they're all connected when they go that way, right? So you want to line up your long leg on the left, and it should connect to the same rail that this side of your resistor is. That's what we're doing there. Perfect. All right, so now let's see what we do next here. Okay, now we're gonna need some extra wires, and I'm gonna show over the screen what we're doing here. So we're gonna connect up. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight this so it's easier to see for you. So the left resistor leg goes to the ground connection, which is 28.
These words don't mean anything to me. I'm just looking at matching colors.
Okay. So you're starting with the light sensor leg to pin 36. Okay.
And then... Wait, did the last video feature something about the cheesy gordita crunch, or what was it? It was a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme. It was outtake in one of the videos back.
Still one
Taco Bell. Okay, so are we right there on 28 and everything?
I think so. It looks way nicer on that.
That is not.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. That is going to the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where you have it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's wrong, right? See, that's all right. Let's go. Let's start from the left to the right. Connect the left resistor leg. So that's this wire, right? That should go to physical pin 28. Physical pin 28, which is where you have this one. So I'm gonna take this out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So put this one. Let's just start with it right here.
Yeah,
so
no, I saw where. Yeah.
So put that on 28. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, no, that's. I just realized that.
Okay, now that one goes to. That goes to physical pin 31. So it's going to be to the right, right? There you go. All right, so you got that 28, 30, 31. Okay, and then your other one is right because it's already on 36, right? Okay, so that's good. So that is great. So now it says turn it so it faces you. We're going to just do that. So that I think it's going to be this way. And we've got some wires there, but we'll zoom in and show the display. Okay, good job wiring it up. Okay, now we got to do some funky stuff, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to grab some code here.
If it ain't Raptor, I don't understand.
Yeah, so we're going to grab some Python code. And I think we're going to... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and plug up the Pico because we're going to actually save a library onto thing here, part of this. So let's go ahead and power that up. All right, so we're going to go over here. I'm going to switch, and in just a second, we're going to grab some code up here from GitHub.
Oh, I use that to keep on looking.
All right, so we're going to grab this. All right, just going to highlight and grab it all here.
Fun fact: GitHub is banned on most school computers.
That's funny. Okay, so now we're going to go back over here. And we're going to paste this right here. And then one thing I'm going to tell you too, like if you reconnect this while this is up, you can just hit stop and it'll show that's reconnected here. So you see MicroPython down here. That's our console for this little device that we're looking at. All right, so now we're going to go File, Save As, and we want to make sure we save it on the Pico, not the computer, right? So we're going to save it there, and we're going to look here at the instructions again and see what it told us to.
I know what you should name the file. Oh man, it has to be a specific
name.
Dang.
So we're going to name it this.
Why does the name matter?
Well, there's probably some code that references it, called that name, and that's why, most likely. So we'll put that in here. And then
Control V.
Here we go. So we'll do that. All right, and I think can you look here? We can fast forward. We close it. And then make a new one. Okay, so we don't want to overwrite this one, right? Because this is that. So we're going to exit out.
Yep.
We're going to say new. Okay. We're going to come back over here to Thonny. So see if you can Control V and paste that in there. And then hit this little green button to run it. That'll execute the code. And then say Raspberry Pi Pico and just give it a name. Call it display or something. That works. Okay. Hey, so now look at the
blinked or something.
So look at the display.
Yeah.
No, on the computer, the one that you installed, the little black thing. Look on the breadboard, see?
Oh, I didn't know that had a screen.
So it says "Hello World," right? Yeah, that's what this was, OLED display. So change the text and see if it updates. Like make it say something else, and then we'll show folks over here. So we see it say "Hello World," and we know that you're going to do that in a second. And I'll switch over here back to the bench. You can see where it says "Hello World" there. I'm going to put this over here, and push that to it, and it should update.
Yay!
All right.
You can't see the...
Yeah, you can put it over there.
You can see the face. That's the most important part.
Cool. So that's pretty neat, right? So that's you did some programming. Can you look? So what we do here at the import, there's the library for how to use the display, and then we have to do I2C. So that's doing that. And then you do this. This is basically setting up a frequency and stuff like that over there. I'm going to go back over here to this display. For the
I have no idea what this means by clear display, and then I'm assuming that's the size of the display. And that's saying where it's being put, and then you're putting it where.
That's right. So let's go back and see what our next code example is. Or you can try some. It's up to you. So let's see what we do next. Multiple lines of text. All right. So now you can see here what that's going to do. So just highlight all that and get rid of it. There you go. And then let's look at the code real quick before you push it. Let's see, what does it say? What's different about it this time? So,
wait, is anything different? Wait,
did you actually copy that other code?
Yeah, I did, but then I did X. I think I did Control X.
There you go. So now, see, we got 3 lines. You're setting 3 lines, and you're telling, I guess, like to start at 0, 0, which is like the corner on that line, you know. So let's see what happens here. Nope, you just okay, yeah. You're going to customize it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
You're definitely gonna be mad about editing this.
All right. Let's see. Does it do it?
Womp womp womp.
So see how you started at 50? So I'm going to show folks. All right. Highlight over that real quick. And if you change that to 0 and hit go again,
it'll be right next.
Yeah. So
to
let's.
it. Yeah.
Let me show folks before you do that. Okay. So let's see. So you can see how that second line is starting in the 50th column based on that code we just showed y'all. So now change that to 0 or some other number, and then hit push, and it should line it back up. See there? And that lined that back up. So that's showing you what those values do, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Pretty cool, huh?
Sure.
Now, but I don't like, so line 1 and 2 and 3, how does it know? Go back again. I'm interested. Look at that code again.
Give me a second.
I want to see here. So 0, 2, what's the 0, 12?
That's the X.
But like, what's telling it to go down to the next line though? Unless it knows, like,
because it's
every time you say that, it's iterating by itself.
Yeah.
You know
also,
what I'm saying?
the Y value is what changes it. That's how it knows it's going down.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, the first one is the column, and the next one is the row.
Yes.
Thank you. Duh.
Yeah. No, wait. It's X, O, Y.
So, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All
I'm
right.
taking pre-calc.
All right. I don't know what that was. Let's go to the next one. Did you already grab the new code? So let's look. What is it going to do?
Something. It's going to do something.
Let's see. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's going to loop forever. Show a counter. Okay, cool. It's going to show a counter for us. So you can see it's going to clear it. And then it's only expecting strings. So we got to convert the number, because the number, counter is going to be an integer. So we got to convert it to its text.
This is going to be the best for you yet.
All right. So go ahead and hit it.
Oh, we had to do something like this in Rapture.
All right. So I'm going to send that. All right. So I'm going to switch back over here to the bench.
Oh, crap. Yeah, wait,
What?
we did do something like that. Like, where we'd have to do loops and then I
Yeah.
equals I plus blah, blah, blah.
And see, like in this language where it says while true, you don't have to it's just
Yeah,
like
no.
anything you put in there, it's just going to do forever.
In Rapture, it was like loop until
Yep.
I equals a certain thing.
Yep.
And if it doesn't.
And you can do that here too, but the while true was just kind of a shortcut for that, for a lot of the way that works. All right, so I thought I had this over here on the bench.
The bench.
I was showing us that, right? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So let's see, what are we doing here? Hold on.
Oh, dang.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. Let's look and see at the summary here, what this is supposed to do. You can go back up here. Okay. It's going to show us a while loop. We want to look at the thing.
Switch
Yeah,
over.
so let's look back over here. Okay, we're going to move between naughty and nice. Okay. So how do you trigger that, though? Is that using a button or anything? We're setting up the button, see, like on pin
Sorry,
8.
I was stopping the other one.
Okay. Well, that doesn't, it's fine. As soon as you hit it, it'll run the new one.
Yeah.
All right, so this I think is going to be like a thing to catch naughty or nice based on when you press the button. So it's just going to flip it, and then it matters on how you catch it, whether you're naughty or nice. So,
Awesome.
so hit the.
Oh, like that button?
Yeah, so like the code is like, look at the loop. It's going to poll, and like it's a timing thing based on when you catch it. It's probably going to be real fast. So you got to, it's like your naughty or nice picker, right? Or like you can, randomly pick if you've got a kid that you don't know about, right? So let's see. All right, so see it's flipping. So I'm going to let's switch back over here to the bench. Oops. All right, so now look there. So hit the button and see where it stops. Yay,
Yay.
nice. Okay, now does it reset? Okay, and it resets by itself. All right.
You should do it.
All right, let's see here. Is this for me or for somebody
Yeah, that's
else?
for you.
Oh,
That's what
naughty.
I knew.
Okay, you go again.
No, I already did it.
Oh, naughty. Oh, nice. So that's pretty cool. I want to look at the code again for how it does that. Like, oh, how many seconds does it say in there to resets? Let's look here. So you can see it's dropping in here, and it starts popping that back and forth,
2
right?
maybe.
So sleep 2.
I don't know what that means.
2 seconds, yeah. So it sleeps for 2 seconds. Yep. And then it does that. Cool. So so basically it's got something repeated here. Whether you stop on whichever state, you get it 2 seconds and it starts over again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So now I think the next one's going to use this light meter that we hooked up. So let's check that out. All right, hit that and let's see. I'm assuming it's going to spit out a light value. Let's see what we have. Okay, so now put your finger over that little light sensor and see if it updates.
Oh, maybe?
Yeah, so we're going to switch over here to the bench. Just put your finger over the little top of that sensor and watch that value go down. I'll hold this, so cover it up with your finger.
73.4.
Yeah. So,
you don't have to...
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. It's polling all the time. If you look at your code, you'll see how often it updates and stuff. See there? So isn't that cool? And that's just like a transistor, basically. We're putting like 3 volts in one side of it, and based on how much light it gets is how much it lets through. And then on the sensor, we get that. But well, you can look at the code. Let's look at the code, and you can see how that's working, right? Pretty cool.
Where your sensor value turn into a percentage.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
So see how it's reading that value? And it's, yep. There you go. And then it just updates it every, how often is it updating the display?
0.5.
As it sleeps, yeah. So that's makes it pretty up to date. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I think that is it. I'm going to show it again so people can see it here. So that is pretty cool. And let's look at our topics that we're trying to do here today. And let's see if we, look. Yeah, so let's look here. Did we hit our things today? We learned how to wire up an OLED. That's good. We introduced the protocol. We didn't dive into it, but see, basically 2 wires and power are all you need to, even though you have multiple lines. On old ways with displays, you had a bunch of wires and you had to think of it and do math like a matrix to get the screen to do stuff. The I2C displays were a lot easier to work with.
Yes,
we learned about, we had a custom like piece of software on there. We did this was the first time we've done a custom library in Thonny. I've done that before on other projects with Arduino, but that's the first time we've done it in Thonny, so that's pretty cool. We did multiple lines of text. We've learned how the positioning of the text works. And now we did the sensor data and made that show up. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really neat. Let's see here. Yeah. And we reused some other stuff that like Claire and I had gone over before, state variables. We converted that integer to a string because we had to be a string before we can display it. Nested if statements. So yeah, I think that's it. So we can get ready to... So I think we're done. Like I said, we were almost at the last one. We got one left. I'm interested to see what that's going to be. But that's pretty cool. I know that you thought we were nerding out here, but
yeah.
How did that compare to code at school? You actually made code that changed something, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat that you could see how things work. And you can imagine how things might work on a stereo or something, right? How a display might work. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for watching. And make sure you come back on the 23rd to see the final day and see what kind of cool thing we do as we wrap up this Maker Advent calendar.
I think I'll help you next time.
Hey, awesome. Thanks a lot. That's great. Take care and bye-bye.